right, bro. Now we're on. So it's gonna be episode 26 of the Edgy&Weird podcast. You know, this is my boy Josh.
What's up, people?
You're back, baby.
Yep. Back on the scene.
Yeah, man. Your episode did pretty good on Podbean on my original podcast channel.
Okay.
So
that's pretty good to know.
So I was like, yeah, let's have this dude back in here. I feel like I cut you off a lot the first time. You know,
I understand. When we talk intellectual, that's what happens. It's an inevitable thing, because once someone says something and you're like, wow, I was thinking the same, it's almost like uncontrolled, and it just comes out. You start being like, whoa, wait a minute, I gotta say this right now before I forget it.
Exactly.
You know, so that's why I was patient, and then I understood, because I do that sometimes to people. Like they'll be saying something and I'll get excited and I'll be like, I gotta hurry up and get this because I might not remember. It's understandable.
I call it my Neil deGrasse Tyson. I just Neil deGrasse Tyson right over you, bro. Yeah, what I was thinking that.
That's Kanye. You gotta snatch the mic. Beyonce's
yeah, bro. I wanted to talk to you about this pandemic thing, man. I know.
Oh boy.
I know.
Pandemic.
We don't have to say what we did. I don't give a look. We don't have to say all that stuff. Just kind of like how you feel, bro. Like if you want me to cut anything out, let me know.
Maybe not. Maybe not. To keep it raw.
How you feel about people like with these shots? I do.
Oh, okay. This is my opinion. This is not. I don't believe in dictatorship and telling people what to do, and I don't believe people telling me what to do. So, if you choose to be the guinea pig, that's your choice. Just like if you choose to smoke crack, that's your choice. If you're telling me because you smoke crack that I should smoke crack, then that's where you draw the line. You know, that's where we're going to have to draw the line. If you choose to get vaccinated, which is not the same as a normal vaccination, this new one is supposedly I forget I think it's a RNA, something to do with that, and it will spike some of your protein cells. So it's not like a regular vaccine where you're putting the disease in your body. It's totally different. It's experimental. It's new. And to me, I don't think it had time to develop correctly as a normal vaccine had time, such as measles and chickenpox and, the mumps, all that stuff. It was so many years invested in making a good vaccine for that. We've only had it the end of 2019. And this is only, a year and a half, maybe? I believe it was rushed, and whoever goes first is the guinea pig. That's why they're saying, oh, we need these boosters now, because they put something in you that probably doesn't really do anything, and you're going to need all this extra stuff because it doesn't really do anything. That's what I believe. But if you believe I'm wrong, or if you think you know, whatever you read, because I've read stuff too, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to say I'm the genius here and I know everything. I'm just going based on my opinion is that it is too early and it is different. It's experimental. And I'm not going to tell you shouldn't have took it. I'm not going to tell you should take it. I'm just saying for myself, I wouldn't. I'm just not going to take it. Now if they have a different one and they had like more experience, with this disease, because they keep saying, oh, there's a new variant, there's this. It's like, okay, so now that there's these new variants, what are you going to do? You're going to make a new vaccine? Or does your vaccine protect you from coronavirus? Does it do it or not? Because if you had something that protects you from dogs, let's just say this fence will keep any dog out your yard, right? And it's like, oh, we never suspected this type of dog to show up. Well, you're going to have to get this other fence. That means you don't know what you're doing, right? Because, it's a different variant. Well, it's still coronavirus, right? So why does it matter if it's a different variant if you're protecting us from coronavirus, right? So that's why I don't believe it's like you're putting something in your body. You don't know what the long-term effects are. You don't know what's going to happen years down the line. And I don't know. So you can be the guinea pig. That's what we're here for. they have a lot of experiments like that. They have these newspaper articles, and there's things you can do. You sign up for these experiments for hospitals, right? And they'll pay you to experiment on you. In this case, they're not paying you directly, but they're making it a game. Like, you're going to get a cash reward. Have you ever heard of any of the other vaccines rewarding you with cash for a chicken? You had to pay the doctor. You had to get your medical stuff. You had to pay the doctor to get your vaccines to go to school and stuff, right? They wasn't giving us money to get those vaccines. So this is like those medical experiments you see in those magazines and newspapers that they'll tell you, call this number and we're going to experiment on you and we're going to pay you for it. Except,
so it's not about the fact that we were in a quarantine for a year. There are 600 and at the time 500 and something thousand people had died. The people that don't believe that the coronavirus exists say that it was from, I don't know, something else, and then
first it's bat, and then it was some other stuff.
But the bottom line is they're dead. You know, like we were talking about earlier, it doesn't matter what anyone believes, they're dead, and now it's 660,000. So the fact that happened in this country, a short amount of time, you think that it should be handled like we should take years? Like, it didn't take years for them to die.
Right.
It took less than a year. It took months for over 500,000 people to die. And it's like, I know that that's not in our, you know, it's not, if it's not your family, if it's not you, if you're not going and you don't make those, and you don't have to make that decision, but like, it's like everyone's saying these things, and then like there's been very few people that I've seen, because I don't make it a habit to look up this stuff,
right? But
that I've seen where people have been like, because I don't want to look it up, because I don't want to be proven right or anything. Like, I just want this shit to end, really. But like, there's these people. Oh man, I was saying all this stuff about the coronavirus and about I don't believe in this, don't wear a mask. And then when you get to that mortality, when you get to that sucking, this might be my last breath.
Yeah.
Like those same people, because it's like you're playing in the sandbox. No one really thinks they can die.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference. It's like you're talking about what I should do and if I don't want to, and saying something about like a fence and a dog and all that stuff. It's like, bro, this is a virus. It's not a dog. It's not a fence. And it's like me and my brothers and my dad. We got the flu shot.
Okay.
We got the flu shot every year. I haven't gotten that thing in like fucking 20 years, but we got it every year. I never got sick.
Okay.
From the flu shot. My dad would be deathly ill. Now, we all got the same fucking shot.
Right.
Every fucking year. And my dad,
he gets it,
he gets sick.
That's my case.
Yeah, he's that type of person. He gets sick. So it's like same shot, different human.
Yes.
You know, but it's a vaccine made to prevent the worst from happening. So like, if he hadn't gotten that vaccine, he might have died. He wouldn't have had 105 temperature. It would have been 107 like it was 2 years ago, where he fell down and he couldn't get out of bed because he didn't take the fucking flu shot and he almost died. You know, it could have been that instead of his normal 105 after taking the flu shot. You know, but that's just him.
Right.
That's just him. You know, and if you're talking about something with different variants, this thing started with something. So basically, you have a virus, just like, and this is where I don't understand, like, how I feel like frustration is warranted, obviously, and no one can be blamed for having to make decisions that you've never had to make in your lifetime, that you've only read about, like the Spanish flu and whatever. You know, know that's why I can't get mad at any of it. And at some point, no matter what decisions you make, you have to live your life. But we can't act like we're not adults, like we're just sitting in the back seat. Like, are we there yet? Like, we don't know the person has to put gas in the car. They might have to pull over and go to sleep. You know, like I want to build a house, but you don't know all of the guts and all of the nuts and bolts that go in between, like putting up the studs and making the fucking vent traps so your house doesn't blow up. Like, life and all of that is bigger than that thing that we're just thinking about that's inconveniencing us at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to stop acting like with our immortal thoughts, because these thoughts are immortal because everyone keeps thinking it, but mortal people keep dying with these fucking immortal thoughts.
Right.
You know?
Right.
A virus, if it's gone for this long, just like any other virus, just like there was a flu and then a bird flu, and then a different type of flu. So we right, and the swine. So we just take the flu shot for all of them. I don't think so. Right. We don't, do we? All right. So there's that. Okay. This thing has had a chance to progress worldwide because it was a pandemic, meaning it got to a bunch of people too fast before they could control it. That's what a pandemic and outbreak is. By the time we got a hold of it, because once again, and this is where also not our fault, the message from the top was convoluted from the beginning. And I'm just talking about Clown Boy number one. I'm talking about a world message where we should be doing this, and then that gets delegated and passed down to where the state people can delegate what the motherfuckers at the top, because it's a global pandemic, are telling you what to do. There was no message. So then those decisions were left up to who? The sheep. That's what we are, the sheep. And this is why people are mad, because they don't know how to think, because for the first time they've actually had to take their heads out of the sand and go, bah, and look at the fucking world. Right. And that's why they don't understand that a pandemic, a virus can start one way. Now, if you vax these motherfuckers over here and these people aren't vaxxed, guess what? The ones over here aren't going to get the old or the new one by themselves. The ones over here can get everything. Now, the ones that aren't vaxxed, if they are vaxxed, and these motherfuckers that are getting that new shit, they're killing them. Right. Now, they're not killing us because we have something for the original, where it came from. Right. It's hurting us, it's putting us in the hospital, but we're not dying. Right. That's the difference between being vaccinated. And now you also want to talk about accountability and everything and looking outside of yourself. This isn't just about us anymore. This is about people who don't even have the ability to say yes or no yet because they're children. Now they're dying. Right. Now children are dying with people still with their immortal thoughts, thinking it's about me and what I should be feeling. You know what I mean? Now your children, now children are dying. And from what? You don't know? Oh, well, I guess no one does. Well, someone's saying they're dying from this. So until you can say that they're not, then you're non-godly, I don't know what the fuck. I've just been over here in the corner. Fucking now I'm mad because I had to look up and try to take some control that I actually never really had. Now they're telling me to be mad. Where did you read it from? What does it matter? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But now look at the facts, and this is where I appreciate I'm sorry to say this, the black people, because we understand a little bit about the whole Tuskegee syphilis thing, okay? That we also have to practically understand happened a bunch of years ago. We have to get outside of ourselves and think past ourselves and say, look, we know that there's conspiracies and that they're doing all this, but from what I've heard from most of us is, look, y'all, calm down, baby. Look, calm down. We gotta be adults about this. We gotta fucking be adults about this, okay? Like, you know, I be hitting that Hennessy. I be smoking them cigars. I fucking, you know, or for me, cigarettes and doing whatever I'm doing. And I took these shots and I did this and I did all that stuff. You know, and I want to talk about this one thing. This one thing. Right now, acting like it's not just about being mad right now. As soon as they say you can put your head back down in the sand and go, bah, that's what most motherfuckers are going to be doing. As soon as this pandemic and all that bullshit is over, let's see what a sober mind thinks about when the mob mentality is so ramped up right now. Man, we got to take a step back. We got to take a step back and realize some things. But like I'm saying this, I feel passionately about it, but I can't say it with any anger. I can only say it with love because I understand, man. But it's also very upsetting. You know what I mean? And it's hurtful because you can't even blame anybody down here. You just have to be like, look, man, like, please. You know, and if you don't want to, I'll still be your friend. I'm still gonna fucking put my arm around you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go through this shit. I made my decision, you made yours. But like, I would like for a whole bunch of people more people to have to die just so we can prove our points. And that's the other thing. Like, people want people to get sick just so they can be proven right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, people are wanting, like, well, he didn't get a shot? Fuck it. I hope he dies. I don't want you to die. Right. You know? I don't want me to die either.
I know.
You know? And it's like, no, let's just, whatever is better. Right. Let's try to just get there, guys. Mm-hmm. You know? And realize that they aren't going to do that for us. They're trying to confuse us. You know? Right. They are. And they're too stupid, and they're doing just what we're doing, thinking that immortal bullshit. Somebody has to stop. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not going to be adults. You know, so what are we going to do, man? Us fighting each other and hating and being divisive and, oh, you did that? No, you did that. Yeah, I got you, man. I know. I feel you. Right. I hope you made the right decision. You know, I hope I did too. You know, because I hate this hate is what I hate the most.
Well, that part is pure ignorance to wish death on someone because they don't agree to, or they don't do something that you do. Now, my reason is I would rather them have a cure than to have a vaccine. But that's not probably a reality, but I'm just saying, I think I would rather be like, hey, we got this cure to help you. Right. Yeah. We're not just something, it's like a Band-Aid. Like, you're not going to bleed to death. It's going to slow down the bleeding. I don't want that. I would rather them have a cure, but that's just hopeful wishing. Yes, like I said before, I understand exactly where you're coming from. Where when I made the comparison about the dog and the fence and all that, I'm just trying to be funny a little. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna come up with a vaccine, right, at least make something strong enough that no matter if it changes into different variant, that it's gonna say, you know what, this one right here is gonna help you. It's universal, like no matter what, how much it might be, you know, you get more diarrhea with this variant, you get more headache and fever with this variant, but the core, like the part where your respiratory,
you don't die,
it won't mess you up as bad. Yeah. Then that would be like, okay, I'm gonna have this diarrhea variant. I'm just saying, right. This example, and
so my hope is that, because that's what the virus is, that's what the vaccine is supposed to be. My hope is that the one I took is going to do exactly that. And so far, I know I've run into motherfuckers. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And I don't. Around people. I don't have it. You know. Yeah. But that's my hope that it is. That's exactly what it is doing so far.
I'm trying to think if there's a lifestyle attached to,
of course,
you know, people dying.
Yes.
Because I have two relatives that caught it, and they were not in the hospital halfway dead. They stayed home and they were just fine. And
me too. I had one that caught it. He stayed home. He was fucked, but
right. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying fine. Like they just were like, hey, I don't feel. No, I mean like they weren't on like life support. Like we gotta save his life. It wasn't that severe. Right. They felt like crap. But they didn't have to be like, I need to go emergency. So I'm saying, I don't know if there's a lifestyle attached to it, but, and I'm not saying I'm invincible, like, and my immune system is so powerful that I will never get it. I'm not talking stupid. Right. There is a possibility that, you know, I believe in destiny as well. If it's meant for me to die, I might not get the coronavirus. Maybe I might have to die in 2 weeks, right? And I might just, because you know what, corona might take too long to kill me. A bus is going to hit me. You know, the bus driver has a heart attack. He rides off the road onto the sidewalk, and I'm just minding my business, and a bus comes flying on the sidewalk and kills me. Because I believe in destiny. I believe when it's your time to go, you're just going to go. Right. So coronavirus, vaccination or not, just like some people are afraid to fly planes during 9/11, but those people that died in the towers, they weren't in an airplane. Right. They were the people down on the bottom when that thing came crashing down. They were running. They were not in an airplane Because it was time for them to go.
Now I'll tell you this, I believe that too, but I also believe in not asking for it. Like,
oh no, I'm not gonna beg.
I'm about to go in there and be like, so yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's my time, motherfucker, I'm about to be doing that shit.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I'm not going to be precautious, and I'm not saying people shouldn't. I'm not, like I said, I never like to tell people what to do. I can give an idea, and if you say yeah, no, or I agree or I don't, that's perfectly fine. I'm not offended by someone being different, because you might have a different perception that I might need to learn. You know, I might have something that, you know, I never thought of it that way. You might totally disagree with it, and you'll be like, no, because this, and it's like, okay, I've heard all these different opinions, why they don't agree with me, but then this one was actually different and it stood out and I learned something, and that's valuable. So I don't have a problem with opposition or different opinions, but
we always got along. As a matter of fact, I got better at doing that. Listen to how you talk to people.
Yeah.
You know, watching how you observe, and then, you know, just say this guy, I'll block that out.
Okay, when this guy that
we both know.
That we know. Yes. When I seen something flying and I said UFO, and he says, oh, that's not a UFO. And I says, if you don't know what it is, can you tell me exactly what that is? Do you know if it's a Delta airline, or if it's a military plane, or if it's a private plane? It's a UFO because it's unidentified. You can't see it. It's nighttime. All you see are lights. It's still a UFO if you cannot identify it.
Yep. Right?
It doesn't mean aliens all the time.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That's what I had to explain to him.
Yeah, man. I know you have like family and stuff. You know, I have family. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of my family agrees. Kind of agrees with me, but like not all of them.
Right.
Not all of them.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, I have a cousin that went nuts on me.
Yeah.
I put a post up comparing the, you know, you gotta show your papers to get inside this building.
I don't want to say something that's gonna be.
I posted, right, I put Nazi in Germany, show me your papers, and then I was like, now, if you don't have your corona, you know, your proof that you got your vaccine, and I've compared it. I said, show me your papers.
Yeah.
I did that, and man, he went nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to put him on temporary timeout.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because he was like blowing up my phone. He was posting. He was talking to crazy. He was getting real ridiculous.
People that get that unsettled, man.
Yeah.
About that type of thing. And that's another thing about most of the stuff that we can get animated about.
Yeah.
You know, like I talk a lot about fucking how I feel about women, how I feel about marriage, having kids, don't want to have no kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't trying to get married. And like some people will get mad at you
because you don't want to have.
Because you don't. It's like, well, what's so wrong in your life that you need mine to be right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, worry about your own shit. I'm not mad at you for being married.
Right.
You know?
But that's,
and so, like, if I'm coming out of, like, that's how I feel. If I'm coming out of pocket, for some shit, trying to tell you how it needs to be, I think I might need to check myself.
You do.
Because obviously obviously there's something wrong with me.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Because if I agree that strawberry ice cream is so great, and you don't agree, I'm gonna get mad at you,
shove it down my throat,
and I'm gonna fight you because you don't there's something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and I run into a lot of people like that. They're and I think what that is this is what breeds these type of when they get power, those socialist characters, those communist type characters, because they believe I'm right, and if you don't agree with me, you're evil. Yeah. And you're being very negative because you don't agree with me.
Yeah.
See how ridiculous that sounds?
Yeah, bro. This whole fucking Sith, Jedi, fucking Democrat, Republican, fucking crook. Oh, sorry, crook. Crip, fucking blood bullshit. But it's like you have to belong to an ideology. You have to be in a category, and like the funny part is not one person in any of these things is the same. Not one. every single person in every category
fight amongst each other.
Yeah. The thing you have similarities in everything, but not one single person. Every single person, if they talk to every single other person, would disagree about something. So that tells me something.
Yeah.
That these ones and twos, that ain't us. That's not humanity. The only thing that does is fucking feed into our tribalism, which feeds into our weakness. It's the fact that we're too weak and afraid to individualize ourselves and to be enough of ourselves and to stand out enough. So we have to attach ourselves. But then you're not even mad about what you're mad about. You're mad about what they're mad about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where's the difference? So fuck you. I'm not attaching myself to any of that shit. I'm attaching myself to Todd. You know?
Yeah.
And then I'll go see a church. You know what I'm saying? That was what's up. Cool. Heard the word of the Lord. Great. See y'all later. Probably not.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna go over here and tell them either some clown shit I heard in this church or some good shit.
Yep.
You know? Add it to my repertoire. My repertoire. Yeah. Not anything that anyone else said I need to have. Because everybody that I've met is a fucking donkey. Even the smartest motherfucker that I've met is a fucking donkey.
Yep.
Because they're human.
And I could be a donkey as well.
I'm a donkey.
Yes.
But you know, I'm saying levels, man.
Yes.
You're a smart motherfucker.
Right.
Stop that.
No, I'm just saying, I could be. I'm going to tell you, like, it's on purpose because it serves a purpose. Now,
you are fucking... You're a smart motherfucker.
Sometimes if you be the donkey, sometimes it helps. And I'm gonna use an example of being a donkey, and it helps, right? Let's say there's a person, right? He's trying to be a bully, right? So I'm using an example of what happened to me. This is I'm gonna stop beating around the bush. I was gonna give an example. I'm gonna just tell you some real shit. I was in Baltimore, right? So this guy, I guess he's from New York, and I found out, but he didn't know I knew, that the people in Baltimore, they were bullying him. They stuffed him in his own locker. And he was doing, so I guess he figured I'm the smaller guy, so I'm going to target this guy. So, and I know you might get flagged if I say this, but I'm going to say what I said to him when he said, "Give me $5." He tried to say that in front of a bunch of people. It was like, I'm on a campus, mind you.
Yeah.
And he sees me coming, and he's trying to make this mean face, and he's trying to block the path. And he says, "Give me $5." And I got quick wits. So as soon as he said, "Give me $5," I said, "I'm not your boyfriend." And I just kept walking. And then he had to think, he couldn't think of a comeback because he's trying to show off for the females.
Yeah.
And it made him look like he was something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So then he couldn't, and I just kept walking. So, and then the girls were laughing at him, and I just kept moving.
Yeah, bro.
What I'm saying, being a donkey. Like,
yeah.
I had to play stupid. Like, I was pretending that I thought he was coming on to me. Like,
no, that's so quick, bro. That's quick.
Yeah.
That's fucking smart.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Now they're all laughing
now he
at him.
got to defend himself, but he couldn't think that fast.
Yeah.
How to change it back and get me.
Yeah.
So it looks like I thought that he was a cupcake.
Yeah.
And he was trying to, give me money. Like, how a girl.
Yeah. But
I need money for shopping or something.
Yeah. But he knows that. He knows you know that.
Yeah.
He just can't think that fast. It's all colors and fucking shit in his brain. He just wants to fucking come back at you.
Yeah, and it was and another time I had been a donkey on purpose. I'm gonna tell you, look, so how someone calls you stuff, I use it against them. And this guy kept calling me retarded. Every time he see me, he talks shit. He said, "Call me retarded," and I would be like, I play because I can play characters. I play the quiet guy. I don't do much talking because I'm observing. I'm learning you. So I like you to keep talking shit because the more shit you talk, I'm going to see what categories you're using, and it helps me learn about you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play like I'm afraid, or I'm just not going to say, I'm just going to play the game. And then, when I feel like it's time, which usually it doesn't take a lot of time, it's probably like 2 days maybe. It's sometimes only one whole day.
Yeah.
So he calls me retarded, right? And then I was talking. So one day I get on the bus, and then he figures, it's time for me to shine because there's a lot of people on the bus. I'm going to talk shit about this guy. So he yells, and I didn't know he was on the bus. So I'm talking to this other guy, we're getting it, and he says my name, and he says, "Shut the F up." So I turned around and I said, I'm retarded, so you have to teach me how to do that by demonstrating it for me. And he got mad because I used what he used against him. I played the donkey. I'm so dumb, and I'm agreeing that I'm retarded. And I'm telling you,
on the bus.
I said it on the bus in front of everybody. Yes, because he wanted to curse and swear at me and try to sound tough. Oh, he was. Everybody knew he ain't had no good comeback. He was mad. Yeah, all he was mad, and he was acting like he wanted to fight. But he seemed that a lot of the guys on the bus knew me. And that he wanted to take it there, but they wasn't gonna let him take it.
Right.
And this is in Camden.
Yeah.
And they would have just shot him if he would have. Like if you ain't gonna agree, then it's your funeral. Yeah. That kind of thing. He wasn't even from Camden. Yeah. But he worked at a spot that I worked at. He's coming from some other county. Yeah. And he feels, because he's a big guy, he feels that it's time to shine. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, so I can put it,
because you're the little guy.
Yeah, so he's.
No, but this is you being fucking.
Yeah, but I like to let them feel like they're getting somewhere. Yeah. And then boom, brain fuck them. Yeah. That's what I do to this. These tough guys. Like KRS-One, knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone. That's what KRS-One stands for. So, a lot of times when you prove you're more smart, they can't do anything. Right. And oh man, there's another incident. And this is just me telling how down to earth I am, because I don't just look for trouble, I react to it. So I don't know, this new guy comes on this, and I was in Baltimore. I was on the campus in Baltimore. This is another Baltimore incident. Now this is way after the Paul incident. This guy named Paul. Yeah, I'm gonna say his name. That's the one. Yeah, I mean, I didn't say his last name or whatever. So that's the guy that was trying to ask me for money. So then I guess this other guy, he thought he was a pretty boy or something. And, I wasn't talking to him either. Yeah. And he hears me talking to him, and he says, man, if you don't shut the F up, he started saying this. He didn't know that everybody on the campus knew me. Yeah. They called me the mascot. Yeah. They gave me that name. They gave me that name, right? Yeah. Right? So one person heard him, and he said, you talking to Josh? He said, yo, nobody talking to Josh. And then somebody heard him say that, and then somebody heard him, and it was like, everybody's like, yo, nobody's talking to Josh. And he started looking around. Everybody on the campus was saying, yo, if anybody do some shit to fuck with Josh, I'm gonna fuck him up. It was just all saying that. And then he's sitting there looking stupid with his little cigarette. I love it. Because he tried to call me out. Yeah. For no reason, because he felt arrogant. Yeah. And he seen that if he did something, the whole campus was ready to bang on him. Yeah. And I was like, for what reason did you think that you could just do that? Yeah. And what were you trying to accomplish?
That's the thing I like about, how you'll handle a rough situation, though. I mean, and that's how you know if you're a good dude, because you don't have to come out for yourself.
Yeah, I didn't even tell him. I didn't say, hey, please, guys, help me. I need help. I didn't even expect it to happen.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with the way people, anyone that knows you, like if I'm like, oh yeah, I was just talking to Josh. Oh, you mean that black dude? I'm like, yep. It's the same way, and that's the funny part about people. You think you could just go somewhere? Like, people think they can just go somewhere and like reinvent themselves at other people's expense, Yeah. Not knowing goddamn entitlement, my dude. Entitlement and just ignorant stupidity. You're gonna go somewhere. No one knows who you are. You can start and be anything and be whatever you want. Right. Bro, fucking sit down, make some plans, try to get a good job. Yeah. Do something else. Why you gotta come over here? Now you gotta prove. And guess what? Oh, you ain't that. Yep. You ain't, and then if you prove it, well, now you're dead. Yeah. Best case scenario. Like, what the fuck? I don't understand that whole mentality, bro. But
this happened. This happened a number of times, and one of them, he got the worst of the worst. I'm gonna tell you what happened to this guy. So this guy borrows a Ghostface Killer CD from me, right? So he tells me some BS that he was turning, and it flew out the window when he was making a sharp turn. Right? So, just an excuse not to give it back, right? So it was like, whatever. I just kind of like, whatever, you're full of shit in my head. I'm like, I'm not even going to trip about a fucking CD. But a lot of people already didn't like him, and they heard him telling me that stupid story, right? So then, I don't know, something happened. He had did something, and they was already, just for the simple fact, it was people. He tells me in front of. I asked him like, "Where's the CD?" We had a blackout on the campus. Don't you know? Now I'm on this dorm. It's on the second floor. There's one underneath us, and there's another dorm above us. And they stretch. It's like a mansion. It's a big dorm. It's like this big campus is huge. It's huge, right?
Yeah.
Everybody came to that floor. They threw a sheet over his head. I was about that thing was soaked in blood. They did not like him that much.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, when people cross me, their karma is tremendous.
Yeah.
And this is me. I'm not gonna be like, let me that guy over there. I don't like him. I'm gonna talk shit about him and try to make trouble. I don't do that. That's primitive.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Like, if I don't think your attitude is good, I find the humor in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of homeless people talk shit to me. I don't have a personal problem with them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, I don't know, maybe God jumped in. It could have been something else, because I never asked these people to do this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't be like, yo man, that dude messing with me, yo, get him.
Right.
If anything, if you got a blackout, blah blah. I never asked. This stuff just happens naturally.
No, yeah.
These people just did this. I'm like, I kind of felt bad for him. I swear to God, like, I swear everybody was coming. You see the doors open from the fire escape side, and I'm like, I know this dude's from this hall. This dude's from upstairs, and they come down. I don't know if they planned it, because I don't know how they knew to come to that floor.
You know something? And for anyone who thinks that this shit isn't real, I have seen that happen. Not on you,
right,
but I have seen a person, and it wasn't me. So I've seen a person like that everyone knew and everyone respected, and then that area was empty. Somebody was trying to mess with that person, and then that area was full of people that were like, who the fuck are you messing with right now, bro? You know, like, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's some supernatural. And I know some people probably don't believe in God or whatever, or maybe you just don't believe in the church. And I'm the person that kind of like disagrees with a lot of the churches, because there are a lot of corrupt churches. Camden, my hometown, Camden, New Jersey. Now, I'm not in no gang, right? I'm not no gangster. I'm not no thug. So this guy just wants to fight me for no reason, right? So I'm in the middle of fighting him. All of a sudden, he takes off running. So I'm like, I know he ain't scared of me, because he was just trying to fight me. So looking around, there was like 30 Boricuas chasing him down. And this other guy was like, you good, Poppy? You good? All the Boricuas in South Camden. This dude was just wanting to fight me for no reason. They came out, and there was nobody hardly outside. And I don't know where they came from. And I never seen that guy again that tried to fight me. That's what I'm saying. Like, people when they cross me, like I said, stuff happens to them.
Yeah.
And it's only usually for no reason. Like, if I offended them some kind of way unintentionally, it's like, okay, it's a misunderstanding.
Yeah, but you don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, if let's just say, for example, I'm playing a song. I'm just using an example because I don't know if this might happen or not. And the rapper says something that they don't agree with.
Oh, well, yeah.
And then they're like, well, he's listening to it, so you know what I mean.
Right,
I'm offended by you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, because or like old people, like sometimes it's offensive. Like, I know old people don't like all that swearing and cursing. So, and if they like, can you please turn that off? Or they get mad and tell me, I will do it, because these are old people. I respect my elders. But it depends on how they do it. Now, if they're just trying to be racist, or they're just trying to be fucking stupid,
I might turn to that.
Then I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna not. You don't exist because you're being like a cave person.
Yeah.
You're being primitive.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just ask me, and I will do it. You know, you don't gotta be saying stuff under your breath, and you know.
Wish they wouldn't play that type of. Yeah.
No, like I'm gonna say like this kind of racism, like if you playing it and it's not really that loud, and you're across the street and they know that the music is playing, and they're pretending that something is happening terribly to them.
Right. Right.
Like that music is gonna, it's gonna puncture them, and they're gonna bleed out.
Yeah.
And you attack them, and their life is, they're on their last breath, and they don't know if EMS is gonna come. That kind of, that's like you're like, it's over exaggerated. It's racism. Like the Karens.
Yes.
When they act like their life is in danger, and you're just minding your business. That kind of is like, okay, I'm just saying, ignore you don't exist.
Yeah.
But if it's just, I can kind of see that they look uncomfortable and say, okay, you know what? Let me turn this down. Or turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got respect for elders, like I said. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I can unintentionally offend somebody, but if I like, you just like, I just gonna make trouble for this guy, and I'm just gonna try to fuck his world up.
Then I will purposely offend you.
Well, I'm just saying, but look, God will purposely make something happen. It seems like that's just the way it works.
Yeah, like and a lot of times I'm a walk away type of guy because I'm black. Look, I'm not trying to go to jail. So, most of the time I'm going to walk away. But like, occasionally I'll find myself, in a situation where, actually, I was just on the phone and this lady was being a bitch. So she's just like she's taking a long time to answer, and like, the connection was kind of bad. And I'm just asking her some questions. Maybe some of them were kind of dumb, but look, here's the truth. I don't want to be on the phone asking you these questions.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be on the phone doing your job, okay? Mm-hmm. So why don't we both be nice to each other and get this shit done nice and quick?
Yeah.
Why are you adding problems to your life by being an unneedful bitch right now?